Hello? Will this actually work? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, so this is a very experimental thing. Sorry, I'm not using the normal stream setup I use. So this is, the levels might be wrong, everything might be wrong. This is actually very similar to the setup I use for the solar streams, but I'm kind of doing it slightly differently, and so it might be janky at times, which is why I have the headphones on just to try to monitor things. But I'll put these to the side right now. But yeah, so please let me know if there's issues. So yeah, I ABC eating some chips and water. Hello, Seiko. Good evening. Thanks for joining. I'm actually also live on Twitch, unintentionally. I was kind of trying to configure this setup so I could do multi-streaming, and I ended up going live on Twitch unintentionally. Good evening, Jeff. Yeah, hello, Stephen. Fancy meeting you here. Good afternoon. Oh, nice. Getting a new laptop Thursday. Cool. Okay, cool. Hello, Scott. Good evening. Yeah, so there's still some things I need to sort out. Like, I got the chat on screen. I feel like the video's a little... Is it like... I feel like it's janky at times, but maybe that's just my preview over here. So yeah, you'll have to let me know. Well, and I'll go look at it afterwards just to make sure the quality's okay. Because like I say, this is a purely... Okay, cool. Like I say, this is purely an experimental setup here. I've mostly recreated the existing layout, but there's some things that I might have to tweak on the fly because since it is kind of well, and also I'm trying to try out some new things as well. So yeah, no, a new laptop is especially when it's a lot more capable than what you have. It's always exciting to get something. Oh, okay, my chat's running smoothly. Cool. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so it's completely cloudy here. Completely cloudy. It's really what was it? Let me bring this up. So this is going to be my first test of trying to get a screen share going with this new setup. So please bear with me for a second. Oh, hello. Icarus. It's going to be cloudy all week. That's the way it is here in North Carolina, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's because I have a laptop right here in front of me where I'm reading the text. But that is cool. I never thought about that when I'm looking down at the pop-up, it's like I'm looking down at the text. Hello, Aiden. Yeah, Discord. I'm going to plug the Discord in a second. What I want to try to do is figure out how I'm going to... Actually, yeah, I'll plug it right now. So if you haven't... And actually, since I'm live on Twitch... Well, I don't know if there's anybody actually watching it on Twitch, but that's okay. Plus, I don't know that I have a way of bringing the chat on stream. At one point, I had something set up, but the Discord link is here, and it's kind of a nice place to kind of chat with people, but also pretty frequently there are people will share their live stream live streaming astronomy of the sun, of planets, deep sky stuff, all times of day and night. So like I'm probably actually going to bring that on screen here in a bit, but I will actually. Yeah, your hot Cheetos. Yeah. I try to remember whose YouTube handle corresponded to whose Discord. Yeah, full moon. Yeah, that's the other thing. To be fair, I mean, sometimes I don't even bother bringing the telescopes out anyway if it's full moon. So let me see if I can get this working. I'm going really. I spent a bit of time kind of tweaking the OBS I have. So I don't have the other computer. I'm doing everything on the laptop that I normally use, but that could cause some unintended issues, but we will see. Oh, nope. Didn't mean to do that. Let's figure out. Oh, you know what I need to do? I need to do this. Let me, sorry, give me a second here while I bring something on here. Program. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, so what I need to do is, can I do this? I'll do this. Sometimes when I duplicate a scene, it ends up all weird. So I'll try. All right. I hate that. It's so frustrating. Give me a sec here while I got the overlay, got the video background. For some reason, it's sized weird. And then the ticker, ticker might be weird, but it's what we got. Oh, the ticker's locked. Give me a moment. I'm just kind of trying to, there we go. Okay. This might end up being odd, but hopefully it won't be too jank. What is going on? Is that right? Did it do something weird on the live? I don't know. There's some canvas issue where when I go between canvases, it ends up doing something weird. So anyway, let me pop it out of this mode. Okay. That looks fine now. Weird. Although, does it have a white margin at the bottom? It's very strange. Nope. Oh, I know what it's. I know what the problem is. Give me a second here. Like I say, this is going to be sorry, I'll try to make this brief because it's this is cursed. Well, I'm gonna just have to deal with it as is, I think. I'll just kind of, anyway, sorry. Yeah, so let's go to this here. Okay, cool. And I'm literally doing this on the fly here, so let's see. And although once I get it working, it should be fine. Okay. Okay, cool. And is it this one? Yeah. Okay, almost there. Give me a second. And we're almost home. Almost there. Like I say, this is going to be a bit experimental because this is something I'm like basically rebuilding some stuff on the fly. But then I only have to do it once. So once I get this in place, I will be in much better shape. Where did my browser go? Okay, there it goes. All right. And yeah, okay, let me turn that on. Ta-da. All right. Okay, and cool. Yeah, all right, okay, I'm done with that. Turn that on. I'm not going to mess. Ta-da. All right. Yeah. I think the white line is gone. Cool. I hope. Yeah, I see it on the edge here. I'm not going to mess. Ta-da. All right. Yeah. I think the white line is gone. The ticker is a browser. I'm not going to mess. Ta-da. All right. Yeah. I think the white line is gone. The ticker is a browser. I'm not going to mess. Ta-da. All right. Yeah. I think the white line is gone. The ticker is a browser. I'm not going to mess. Ta-da. All right. Yeah. I think. Okay. How is it now? I think the sound should be no longer doubled. Is this sound better? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, I'm in Houston. Let's see. Yeah, so the I just wanted to show this, and now I'm getting back on track. But I was looking at this, and it's like, it's amazing how many people are having clouds right now. It's quite a mess. Any new meat owners? Oh, give me a sec. There we go. For some reason, my this is all acting weird. Oh. Chat overlay. What's the thing that's kind of been behaving weird is the canvases in OBS. I need to figure that out. I like changed the default one, and now everything's like all weird because sometimes it's 1080p, sometimes it's 1440p. Anyway, yeah, so like for those who hadn't been keeping track, the OBS, not OBS, let me put this to the side so I don't hear myself. The meat auction that had happened a few months back, that had started actually a few weeks back and kind of got pulled at the end. It wasn't clear who got the merchandise, like where it went, and it turned out it was High Point Scientific had bought up the merchandise, and they have some sales that went live today. Oh wow, they sold out the 10 and 12 inch meads, and they were at a pretty solid discount, honestly. I guess they still have the 8 inch ones. Yeah. But they also had these 10 and 12 inch Meade scopes, and they have like a, what do you call it, like a insurance warranty kind of thing that they pay for. So since the manufacturer isn't in business anymore, I guess if you know, maybe you get your money back or something. I don't know if it fails. But the next tranche of items goes up for sale on the 14th, Friday. So like the solar scopes, I haven't heard anything about the solar scopes, but I presume they'll probably either be Friday or next week is the third tranche. It'll be on February 19th. And if you sign up to their mailing list, they send you out a note a couple hours early when it goes live, or a couple hours before it goes live. So I didn't get anything. I'm kind of curious to see how the solar scopes end up being priced. And honestly, if I had the budget, I would have been interested in one of these 12-inch ones, because it was 2,700, which is quite a few $100s less than the comparable Celestron 11-inch. So it's a bit bigger, and but it wasn't in the budget. So yeah, that'll be kind of cool. Yeah, the Orion Nebula was bright when the moon was out. Yeah, didn't buy anything. Did get a peek though. That's cool. Too cloudy. So, hello, Robert. Sorry, it's cloudy. Yeah, we're completely clouded in here too. Although it's supposedly going to get better over the weekend. Yeah, I'm getting slowly catching up. Yeah, I'm in Houston. Back to a thin line. Yeah, I need to. Oh, you know what? I see what's happening. It pops in when certain things show up on screen. Let's see if this works. Could that be the issue? The problem is this canvas. Yeah, I don't know. I've had this happen before, and it's kind of annoying. Let me close this and see if I can get this. No, that just is stretching it out. Anyway, it's because of it's a web page, like the ticker's a little embedded web page, and it's yeah. Let's see. Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat. Am I still echoing, or did I fix that? Because I thought Oh. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? ASMR. Thanks. I'm repeating with a delay. Was that earlier? That was like 6 minutes ago. So it's been cloudy for 3 days. That's a bummer. Oh, I might be a bit low. I'm not sure how to increase that, because like I have my mic at 100%. I mean, like it's at 0 dB. It's not. It doesn't have any attenuation. Let me see. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where I can pump that up. $2,500 for a telescope. I mean, you'd be surprised at how expensive some of them get. Oh, they sold out. The 10 and 12 sold out by 1 p.m. Wow. Yeah. It was live before 12. Yeah, they sent out a note beforehand. Hello, Turf. How's it going? Ultima 80. I'm not sure. Ultima 80. Ultima 80. It helps if I know how to spell. So it's like a spotting scope. I mean, it's a zoom spotting scope. Yeah, I mean it's like, especially if you're, yeah, if you're observing nature, long distance spotting, probably some light astronomy stuff for um, like the moon, planets maybe. Um, like I had some astronomy binoculars that were 20x years ago, and they were kind of hard to hold steady. But if you had that on a tripod, it probably would be okay. Yeah, Sea Star at Starfront. Yeah, I need to talk about that some more. But yeah, I am excited. Yeah, that's a spotting scope. Good evening, Stan. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Okay, good. Sound is good. That's good. I still need to figure out where the I need to figure out the my overall levels. I'll watch this afterwards, and what I ended up doing with my original streams, and I should have done it for this. I actually did like unlisted streams with my other setup, and just kind of recorded for a few minutes, tried a few things, and then played it back so I could check out things. But I need to do that with this setup. Okay, that's good. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Yeah, the sound. Yeah, that's true. I had this one echo. It was one of my earliest live streams. It was bad. It was like a really bad echo, and I didn't have many viewers back then. And somebody, but luckily there was someone, and they said like partway through that like you've got a massive echo, and I'm like, oh, crud. But yeah, it was kind of comical. Oops. Hello, Stargazers. Hi, John. How's it going? Yeah, the 8-inch with 1100 without the tripod for a. Yeah, I mean this is with the tripod, but they have a deal without the tripod. I think they might have a link to it. I mean, the other nice thing is they actually set it up like normal merchandise where it's all documented. Then again, they were probably selling these before, so. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it depends on what you're wanting to do with it. Um, but yeah, it's tricky because like there's a lot of different ways you can yeah, I mean a two sometimes you get what you pay, but not always. Or it does different things. So good evening, Dark Shades. How's it going? Did I have a look at the M20? I think I did. Yeah. No, I mean we'll see how much I can keep up. But like, I mean I don't know. I mean I've had like 50 or more people on a live stream, and it is hard keeping track of all the conversations. But I feel like that's. I mean, I know when I watch live streams, it's good when people are when the person who's is interacting. I mean, that's for me. That's part of the fun of of joining, and that's also why I try to. Like I have the settings on YouTube to like, what do you call it? To low low latency, and I've thought about doing ultra low, because then it's less delay before I see the message after somebody, or no, not after I see the message. It's less delay before somebody sees my response to the message. So, because I used to have it on normal delay, and it was more noticeable, the latency. What was I gonna pull up here? I drew a blank here. Oh, while I was, what I meant to do is, because while I figure out the next things, I had mentioned in the description that I was going to pull in some people's live streams. And this is on Discord. If you join the Discord server, people are streaming all the time. So this is Destin, Stephen's live stream of live from New Zealand. Looks quite nice there. Now the sun had been there was a nice big sunspot group that I kind of rotated off, but now we've got some more sunspots. So I'm kind of looking forward to breaking out my solar telescope. Unfortunately, like that big sunspot group that I had wanted to image didn't really get much time on it, but I think Sunday I might be able to do something. So that's cool. And I saw Turf was doing something here with Jupiter. That's pretty cool. I'm trying to not have like all the telescopes on the screen at once, because I think it ends up sometimes being a little too small on screen. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to bring that. Actually, what I need to do is pin that. So when I switch to the browser, it doesn't go away. Oh, nice. Let's see. Auto adjust color. It is kind of cool. Oh, and speaking of meads, I believe Turf is using. He recently picked up a Mead 12-inch. He didn't purchase it. It was a trade, but quite nice. I'll have to check that out. I do like seeing the sun. At least somebody has some clear weather. Just have to go to New Zealand to get it. Let's see. All right. So and if you're watching this, don't forget to like the video, because it does help, especially with the live streams. What was it? Yeah, there's so many things I want to try out that I haven't had a chance because it's been so cloudy. So, like I had, let me look at my notes here just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Let's see here. Oh yeah. So time to get to 2000. I'm actually, yeah, I'm pretty close. It's like 1900 and something now, which is kind of crazy. I appreciate it a lot. Yeah, so one thing I've been well, one of the things I wanted to talk about, or I wanted to bring up, just because I keep forgetting about it, and is a couple of things that are coming up next month. Well, one of them is like is an event, and the other is more of a kind of not quite a normal astronomical event, but there's going to be a lunar eclipse in March on the 13th, 14th, which will be pretty cool, and it'll be visible from North America. Where else is it going to be visible for? Yeah, it's going to be visible from the Americas, except for like, well, I guess some of it will be visible from Brazil, but the deepest parts of it will be visible from the western parts of South America and all of North America, or almost all of North America. Maybe not the very most northern bits, but so that's going to be something that's only like, yeah, it's a month away. So I just wanted to bring that up because I keep forgetting about it, and I was also reminded of it that the Alp software for the Sea Star, the planet and, well, the lunar mode is not fully functional, doesn't do everything that the app does, and I promised people that I would get that resolved before the eclipse. So I've got less than a month to do that. So I need to get going. Need to get cracking. Oh, hey Dave, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Yeah, lunar eclipses, they're not as spectacular as solar eclipses, but they're pretty cool. Um, there have been a few times where I had forgotten there was a lunar eclipse, and I went outside like partway through it, and I'm like, "Where's the moon?" Because it's there, but it's dimmer. It's a lot dimmer. Um, yeah, I mean, the one good thing about the lunar eclipse is it takes a. It's not like this a solar eclipse where you have to be at a very specific point and it only lasts a few minutes. Lunar eclipses, you can see, I mean, as you can see here, you can see it over the entire, like, vast area, and it lasts a period of time. So um, it's even if you have like, so long as there's some clearing in the clouds, you'll see it. Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, so there's going to be a partial solar eclipse. Like, isn't it the same day? No. Yeah. No. What am I? Or is it like the next? Uh. Oh no, sorry. I don't know what I'm thinking. Full moon, new moon. It's 2 weeks afterwards. There's going to be a partial solar eclipse, but it's only going to be in far. I guess some parts of Europe will get it, but then like Greenland and like far northeastern Canada, or northeastern Canada, maybe a little bit in New England, um, but that'll be cool. Especially coming just 2 weeks after, see, a lunar eclipse. Comet came with blue moons, clouds covered. That's too bad. Um, the time for the lunar eclipse sucks. Yeah, solar in 2 weeks. Yeah, hello, Star Traveler. How's it going? Still have your classes from the last one? I mean, I have ones. I had some from like 2017 that I used in 2023, I think, for the partial we had. Yeah, it's cloudy for me, completely cloudy. Um, we all have to go to New Zealand. looks quite nice there. Plus, it's tomorrow already, or we're yesterday, depending on your frame of reference. Oh, nice. Um, yeah, yeah. It's kind of almost almost like a rule that when you get new astronomical equipment, it ends up cloudy. I know that happened. I think that kind of happened when I got my telescope. Well, initially I didn't have a mount for it, and then once I got the mount, then it got cloudy, and then it snowed, and then it was clear. Um, but yeah, it's yeah. Sorry, I'm distracted by the yeah clouds right after it. Yeah, I know. Um, oh, so the other thing I wanted to mention that's coming up is, and I haven't decided how what I'm doing for it, is the Messier Marathon. I mean, it's more of a kind of time of year thing where in the spring it's possible to either see or image all of the Messier objects more or less in one evening, at least in North America, or not North America, Northern Hemisphere, not in the Southern Hemisphere, but yeah, so it is possible, and so I need to figure out what I'm doing for it, because even if I did it from Portal 9, which would be fine, I'd probably be able to. I mean, the Messier objects are all quite bright. The biggest problem is their is my backyard, the terrible kind of the volcano, where it's like I'm in the bottom of a volcano. So I need to either do it from a an area with no obstructions or few obstructions, or go to a dark site. Um, and the best times to do it is during the new moon, which would be um, April, the March or April new moons. So, um, do you breathe more through your mouth or nose? I generally through the nose. Um, but when I'm talking, it's all up for it's all chaos. um, but yeah, so the Messier Marathon will be interesting, and I know what was it? Jeff had done a little script, or he had done a script in. Um, Actually, let me see if I can actually pull this up. Will it actually? Can I switch windows without it completely freaking out? Nope. Oh yeah, no, I can. Okay. All right. So, like, he had. Let me see if I can find it. Scripts. It basically flags. It highlights all the Messier objects in a very. Is this the one? Nope. Nope. Stop. There was another Messier marathon script, and it does what you're seeing here. All right. I'm trying to find where it was. Am I missing it? Or did I somehow lose it when I... Largest known stars. Anyway, it flags all of the Messier objects, and like marks them in red in Stellarium, so it's really easy to see kind of where they are, and kind of plan out things and see what order they are in, from like east to west. So that's going to be something to start thinking about and planning for. I know for me, I plan on doing a live stream for it, so I hope it doesn't turn into a thing like with the solar eclipse, where I just was like so motivated to see it, I ended up just driving like thousands of miles until it was clear. Hopefully the weather cooperates a little bit better. you know. Okay, sorry. Trying to catch up on that. Yeah, so minimum time to shoot most deep sky objects. To be honest, it depends. If you're shooting in alt azimuth mode, one of the biggest issues I have is field rotation. So a lot of times I'll stop before an hour anyway, just because I start getting too many artifacts from field rotation. If you're doing EQ mode, you can go longer. And it depends on the object. Like some objects, there's kind of diminishing returns of going for more data, but with others, it especially some of the nebulas and the fainter nebulas. A lot of times, it's you could end up going for hours, or like what you do, or what I do a lot is I'll do it over multiple nights, and then I'll run it through Serial and stack it. So that way you can kind of collect data as much as you want over time, and there's actually some objects that I imaged a year ago that I'm now taking more photos of to try to make them better. Yeah, no problem. Glad I could help. Hello, Hein. The galaxy near the Pleiades. Let's see. I mean, there's some, maybe I don't have it turned on. There's some nebulous regions there. Let me see if I've got, yeah, I don't know if, I mean, there's galaxies all over the place, so but there are definitely a bunch of nebulous areas there. Those are the green squares. Actually, so I'll take it back. A lot of times, this view won't show those kind of things, so I'll end up turning on like this view because this is an actual, photographic survey, and so a lot of times I'll see like tiny little galaxies that you don't otherwise see. Although sometimes the resolution isn't, like you zoom in and it ends up a little fuzzy. Let me close that. Just trying to see if I can see that. It's tan, huh? Are you talking about this thing? That's a star. It is pretty, Pleiades. Anyhow, right here, Electron. Delta screen. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It's not always. Let me. What I can do. Oops. Sometimes what I can do is I'll just, oops. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that would be good. Otherwise, I'll end up floundering here. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so as someone asked earlier, I am planning on, I am sending one of my sea stars to Starfront, the remote observatory, and I'm actually going to drop it off on Saturday. So that's going to be pretty. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Well, I'm just checking in on Turf's Jupiter and checking in on very beautiful New Zealand. Okay, I'll check Discord. Let me look. Okay. Yeah, so if you go to the Discord server, Jeff posted his Messier script there. I need to load it up in a second. Oh, yeah. What do you know? That's cool. That is a small one. So one of the things I always find fascinating is when you are looking at uh, when you're looking at these deep sky surveys, you'll just see things that are like faint little distant galaxies, and a lot of times they aren't. Some of them they aren't even cataloged, or I've haven't been able to find a catalog for them. But this is what ABC was talking about. This right here, like look at that, isn't that cool? Like some tiny distant galaxy right next to the Pleiades. That is really wicked. I like that. That's a nice little find there. Yeah, cool. That is very cool. Thanks for sharing that. That's neat. That's really neat. I love those kind of things, especially when it's near a very familiar target, like something that you see over and over again. To like look at a deep, like a deeper field photo of it. See, now I want to try to take a photo of that galaxy, try to capture it. Yeah, live stream from Starfront, maybe. I don't know. I'm going to be dropping it off during the day, so I'd have to figure out the logistics of it. It might actually be clear there. Originally, it was going to be cloudy when I did the drop off. Now it might be sunny there, so we'll see. How far are you from Starfront? I mean, it depends. I mean, it's a few hundred miles, but in Texas, that's not a. That's like, I'll go out there and come back in the same day. So it's not. It's farther than some people would drive, but not farther than I would drive. Although what was kind of a problem, if you were on the Discord, you may have seen me complaining about it. I had gotten on the freeway on Sunday to go somewhere, and my tire went flat. Like I saw the tire pressure indicator, and it was like dropping as I was watching it, and so I had to end up bailing from the freeway. Luckily, there was an exit right there, and I pulled over, and yeah, the pressure went to zero while I was sitting there, and then of course my car doesn't have a spare, which is awesome, especially when you realize it after your tire's flat. That's a great time to realize you don't have a spare. But roadside assistance, they put some air in it. It was kind of it's not a slow leak, but not the fastest leak. It was kind of an in-between leak. So I was able to get home. And then I filled it up and went and got new tires today. Always fun. Yeah, that's a neat find. Hello, Tariq. How's it going? Thanks for joining. It's been a while. Someone beat you to the sea star at Starfront. No, there's actually several people who have sea stars at Starfront. At least one of them has been in the live stream here, and is on the Discord server. But I might be the first one to have an equatorial mounted sea star. At least that's what they told me at Starfront, that they hadn't done it yet. And Jeff might be right behind me. Oh, it's UGC 20. Well, that's good. It's good that it has a cat. I mean, it does make sense. That doesn't look like impossibly faint. But I want to look that up. UGC 2838. Oh, yeah. How far out is that? Some of these websites, they don't have useful information. This is one of them. I mean, it has like, it doesn't give like the 300 million light years away. Wow. That's pretty cool. So UGC 2838. Now I definitely need to try to image that. There is a speed limit, but honestly, if there isn't road construction, I'll probably be doing 80 miles per hour the whole way out there. 70, 80 miles per hour. Like once you get outside of metro areas, the speed limits go up to 75, I think. Is it 75? Or is it 70? Goes to 70. And then there's, if you get really far out, it's 75, I think. Something like that. But there is a speed limit. And I try not to speed too much in some of the areas because there's a lot of small town police officers that will pull you over and give you a ticket. NGC 1499. Oh, the California Nebula. Yeah, that's a neat one. Yeah, so that's a good question. I should do a video. Maybe I'll do it on Friday, because so I'm going out there Saturday morning. I'm gonna leave Saturday morning, be back Saturday evening. But there's a couple things that are arriving tomorrow. Not major things like power related things, but I'll do a video about that on Friday of like all the things that I'm doing, because it's going to be different, because most of the other people who have done because like if you have the C Star, unless you're running Alp, you would have to use a phone or an iPad or a Mac Mini or a Mac of some kind to be able to run the app. And having a phone or an iPad there probably wouldn't work. Because like how would you remote into it? But a Mac Mini works, and that's how I used to. Actually, I can't. No, that C Star isn't running right now. But like when I've done this, where I bring the app on screen, this is the iPad app, and it runs on the Apple Silicon Macs. So if they have like the newer processors, it runs on them. And as near as I can tell, I think that's what everybody at Starfront who runs C Stars right now is doing. They have a Mac Mini there, and they remote into it and access the app. So, but that's not what I'm going to do, because of course not. Why would I do that? I'm actually going to be sending a Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi that I've showed on camera. Sometimes, unfortunately, it's like tied down right now, like cables plugged into it, and I can't pick it up without unplugging it. But I'll show it on Friday. I'll do a stream on Friday and kind of step through all the gear I'm sending. A lot of, I mean, I'm trying to just use things that I already had sitting around, or I got like a second, item. But anyway, so I'm going to send a Raspberry Pi, and I'm going to be running Alp on it. And I'm sending, C Star A and B. A is the original one. It's still running an older firmware, not the original firmware, but like one from this last summer. And then C Star B is like the newer one. I mean, I got them around the same time. That's the one that I've updated to the latest or fairly recent firmware. I've done planning mode, the new planning mode on it, but I also control it with Alp. Well, the A scope is the one that's going to Starfront, and it's the one that has a slightly better sensor in it. It seems to be less noisy with some tests, some non-scientific tests I did with it. So that's the one I'm taking. Oh, hey, Cubits. It's been a while. It's literally starting to get a new Astro reg. Yeah, I mean, it can be time consuming. Oh, yikes. That would be bad. Luckily, Luckily, the air leak wasn't that fast, and it was a rear tire on my car. It was a the right rear. Um, Luckily, well, and it was an area of the highway that had no emergency lanes, so that was fantastic. Like you're doing 70 miles per hour and your tires going to zero, and there's no place to pull over. And yeah, hi, by the way, yeah, yeah. The California Nebula is pretty cool. And speaking of mystery or random galaxies, um, I actually was trying to image this at one point, and I was able to. It's not like super. Let me turn off atmosphere. Okay. There's actually a galaxy beyond the California Nebula that you can actually image. It's IC 2005. It's not particularly large. Kind of looks like a star, but it's a galaxy, which is pretty cool. Kind of not all the time that you see a galaxy beyond a nebula, like where the nebula is transparent enough. Will the sea star have the finger bot on it? No, I'm not planning. I'm not planning on it. I had thought about it, but then I was looking at their kind of their information. Um, Sorry, I'm just wanted to check in. Um, Sorry. I had thought about it, but while I was looking at kind of their services and what they'll do versus what they charge to do, they do kind of remote hands kind of stuff. So if um, if you need them to push a button or put a lens cap on or whatever, they'll do that. And like that's part of this the service. It's not just the dark skies and kind of connectivity and having a rolling roof that keeps the weather out. They'll also kind of uh, do those kind of things. Now, if you want them to like recollimate your telescope, they'll charge for that. But for a lot of those other things, so I was thinking, well, I guess if I had been more comfortable with the state of the fingerbot, I would have considered it. But I wasn't, and so my concern is it would just overcomplicate things, and I'd end up contacting them anyway. Uh, so what I'm planning on doing is just keeping it running, and I will just so I don't accidentally shut it down. I'm going to go into Alp and comment like the copy that's running on my Raspberry Pi. I'm going to comment out like the shutdown command from the web interface, and like you can park the telescope. Alp supports parking, and even like the new firmware, the planning mode after it's done, it doesn't actually shut off the telescope, it parks it. So basically it folds it down again where the arm is pointing down. So my plan is just I'll park it at the end of the night. Um, so yeah, I had thought about the fingerbot, but like I say, if I was more comfortable with it, I would have done it. But since they'll restart it if I need it restarted. Um, yeah, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Stellarium gets laggy, um, and also like, yeah, it depends, and also if you're like depends on what you have turned on. Like I have to always turn off a bunch of stuff like satellites and stuff, because otherwise it ends up bogging down the interface. Oh, this is cool. Oh, it's focusing, refocusing. Um, yeah. So let me look at my notes again. Yeah. one thing, yeah, there's thanks to Seiko's generosity, and also Astro Chris and everybody else. I mean, I had planned on doing this with the Sea Star, or I'd planned on sending some telescope to Starfront at some point, because for a couple of reasons. Actually, there's three main reasons. One of them is, like tonight. I mean, thanks to Turf and Steven, I'm able to share live astronomical objects that they're streaming to Discord right now. But I think, whoa, a bird just flew by. That startled me. Um, uh, but one of the things is, like, when we have a stretch of bad weather, one thing because I'd been like looking at the Starfront kind of conditions and their observatory status for a while, and I noticed, because they're further inland, like hundreds of miles farther inland, it they haven't been getting all the clouds that I'd been getting. Now it's cloudy there right now, but some of the stuff we get from being near the coast, they don't have, because it's in a further in, drier area. So that was nice. So that would kind of allow me to maybe stream more consistently. That's like my hope, by having a telescope here and there. The other big issue is for those who've watched many of my other streams, it's my ongoing frustration with being kind of in this canyon, the volcano, where I can't see to the west. I can see to the east, but only like 45 degrees above the horizon. I can see lower to the northeast and southwest, but that's about it. And so it's very frustrating, and I can't image objects for very long a lot of times, and especially if it's kind of down in the trench area, I call it. I can only image an object for like an hour max, and if there's two or three objects in that area, like when it's the Trifid Nebula and the Lagoon Nebula, I'm kind of like, I can't do them every night, or I either have to do one per night, like just for that hour, or I get like a little bit of data for multiple targets. And so it's been a big frustration. And because this is, a site where it's in a building where you have, not 360, but close to it, like views lower down, that'll be great. So even if I had clear skies here, I'll be able to image some things to the west, for example. Crazy idea. But then the other thing, of course, is that it is like almost diametrically opposite from me, from sky brightness point of view. I'm like a bad Bortle 9, and they're like a Bortle 1, 2 when there's no moon out. There's people who have these, what do you call them? These eagles. It's very nice, but kind of, I mean, I don't think it's like totally overpriced, but it's a really neat astronomy oriented PC, and they have the sky brightness sensor here, and I think it can be used for other things, but it also measures sky brightness. And there are people who are at Starfront who have these, and there's basically several of them. Their sensors say it's a Bortle 1. So basically, I'm like, like when I've done kind of these comparisons where I'd be looking at something, and then Jeff or someone or Turf are imaging, or Steven are imaging from their Bortle 3, 4, even or 5 skies. It's just like they get data so much more quickly, and it has so many less issues. So I'm looking forward to that part too. But I only sent one of them, so I'm not going to be And plus I have my other scopes that are here, so it's going to be a mix. But it'll be nice for just for my own sake to be able to image from a dark sky without from the comfort of home. Um, oh, Stellarium. Let me check. I'm behind on the chat because I was rambling. um, let's see. Yeah, so I mean, so basically those were like the three big reasons for me, and um, is this the asteroid that might kill us all? I'm just curious. No biggie. um, will they update the firmware? See, so that's the thing. I'm sending if you for the people who are running Macs, they can update their own firmware. But for me, since I'm doing a Raspberry Pi, but I've intentionally held back that C Star, so I have no intention of updating the firmware on it. I'll be running Alp on it locally. I can update that. Yes. Sorry, I'm behind on the chat. Yes, Qubits, my C Star will be set up on an EQ mode, and I'll like I say, I'll show the setup on Friday. We'll say Friday. Um, I'll get because I'll have all the gear in place, and if I'm lucky, there might be a little bit of clearing, and I can actually test it out. But most of it's stuff I've already run before. But yeah, I'll be running EQ, and apparently, because I asked kind of in their Discord server, and then I asked support, because like as they're onboarding you, I was, they open a ticket. I was like, "Do you support EQ mode?" And they're like, "We haven't actually done it yet. Let me go. Let's. I'm gonna go." And they were like, "Yeah, they wanna do it." And plus, once I mean, the rumor is, or it's beyond a rumor, that basically they're going to have first party support for EQ mode on the C Star. And so once that's in place, they probably have a lot more people who will want to set up EQ mode. Probably not billion, but probably million. But that's still that almost a billion light years away. That's cool. Sorry, I'm way behind. Oh, nice. Mono 2600 mm. ASCAR. Wow. AM5N. Nice. I'll show you your captures. Or I've actually been coming up with like a list of things that I want to try to image now. I know I'm trying to like not seem too excited, but like the witch head, but there are some things that I hadn't even considered before, because it would have been too hard, or just it would have taken forever. But no, I don't think the streams will be shorter. If anything, I might spend less time on a given target, but I'll be able to cover more targets. Yeah, that'll be some nice gear. Yeah, Pearl Nebula, 329. That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Like Austin is like 160 miles from Houston. San Antonio is 210, and its star front is kind of past. So if you go, let me pull this off screen here. Okay. So if you go look at, so you've got Houston here, and Austin, San Antonio, and here's San Angelo, Texas, Brady, Texas, Eden. So it's Rockwood. It's right here. So, um, yeah, that sounds about right. Because like if it's 160 miles to Austin, it's almost an equal amount past that. Um, but these are going to be smaller roads, so um, but it's fine. I've driven hundreds of thousands of miles over the years, so um, it's I mean I drove from here to Oregon to take my daughter to a summer camp, so it's fine. I mean, it's a day trip for me. I mean, it helps that like the highways move quickly. Even the smaller roads out in the country, the speed limit will be 70 miles per hour or more. So you're pretty much, and it's I'm going out on a Saturday, so I'm not expecting anything drastic traffic wise. Um, yeah, with a dozen DSOs with a new rig, I can't even get tracking right after 2 weeks. Well, that's kind of the issue I was having with some of my new gear. Yeah, some of it is. Yeah, you must be doing it right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So this is the I finally caught up. This is the asteroid that might kill us all in how many years? 8 years. Yeah, a little exciting. um, yeah, let me check Discord. Um, where's the Pearl Nebula? Let me look that up. The oh nice. Let me switch over to this while I'm. Where's the Pearl Nebula? 13th Pearl Nebula? I don't think that's. Maybe that is. Oh, the Black Eye Nebula? The problem is sometimes there's. Oh, it's just south of. If it's the 13th Pearl, it's this little nebula south of Orion Nebula. Did not know that was the name of it. Also known as the Rubber Stamp Nebula and the Black Eye Nebula. Huh. Oh. The reason is my Stellarium window is too. Oh, okay, that's cool, and it's got some. See, that's the other thing. This is the other thing. If you're watching right now, Cosmic Ray, you know the other thing I was thinking of that'll be nice having a sea star in a dark site, Dark Nebula. I might actually be able to image them now. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that because there's so many targets that I'm like I haven't even bothered trying because it's like just not gonna work. So let me check Discord. But yeah, so I was starting to say that it was yeah, like I had planned on sending a telescope. Um, um, Sorry, I'm juggling here. One of the things I had. Uh, um, uh, Sorry. Well, one of the things I had wanted, I'd been wanting to possibly send my telescope to Starfront, but I don't know. It was, I mean, 150 isn't um, isn't that much. It's actually one of the cheapest ones for hosted telescopes, but it still is 150 a month. Um, but I guess things were kind of at the point now where I have regular live streams and I'm just it's stuff I've talked about before of trying to improve the stream for 2025. And then I guess what kind of really pushed me over the edge, as it were, was you know um, part of it was Seiko and Astro Chris and everybody else, Jeff, who gave money in the last couple of weeks, and I know it was like um, it was kind of, I used that as an opportunity to basically kind of get the process going, and I'll have some more related to that, related to the telescope. Um, Probably on a, I might do a members only video about it. So keep an eye out for that. If you're one of those who have gotten the membership, or if you're members, or you got a gift membership, keep an eye out for that. Um, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I had mentioned that. I think it was like a little bit earlier. It is kind of cool. Let me see. Um, yeah, because they're doing different tranches of on the sale, and so the first tranche was today, um, and it was the kind of the catadioptric the SCT type telescopes, the ACFs, 8, 8, 10, and 12, and they sold out of the. Somebody had said they sold out of the 10 and 12s like at 1 p.m. today, like within I guess a couple hours they sold out. Um, but they still have the 8-inch ones, and the next tranche is going live on Friday. So yeah, that Jupiter is looking nice. And speaking of meads, I believe this is with Cosmic Ray's new mead 12-inch. Um, so yeah, he's tweaking. Oh, neat! I just noticed there's 2 moons there. That's cool. It must be nice to have money lying around. Um, yeah, not. Um, oh, nice. This is Jay Kelly's got Stellarium up. But yeah, that's definitely join the Discord if you haven't already. That's where all this that I'm pulling up. We all thought Orion had money. Yeah. Yeah, like as far as the people who like sold out all these things. But I mean, to be fair, if a person was in the market for it, they were good deals, I feel. Um, uh, like the which one was it? The like I mean I might be wrong, but I recall that like this 12-inch one was like hundreds of dollars cheaper than the C11. Um, so for a slightly bigger, or for a bigger scope, and yeah, it was definitely. Oh, that's looking nice. Um, but yeah, I didn't have that money laying around, so I was because I looked at it when they were like 10 for sale, and didn't don't not in the budget. Is that video using 12 panel mosaic? Oh, is that your mosaic? That's your mosaic? That is really. Oh, in a galaxy in there. Yeah, it is yeah, so that is Jeff's mosaic. Let me see if I got the orientation right. No, it's flipped, so Unfortunately, there's not like I don't think there's an easier way of doing that in Stellarium. So where is that IC object? Is it up here? Let's see. Oh, here it is, right here. So right here is an IC object. So up between, oops. So you've got like these 3 stars and then this pattern and it's in between. Oops, I keep doing that. And what I meant to do is, so somewhere in here, like is it that one or that one? It's one of them, I think. I think it's one of them. Let me see. Yeah, so it's like midway between that star and that star. So between that and that. So I think it's this one right at the mouse. There's like I can't zoom in on it, but right there I think is it. That dot there. I mean it's a fairly distant one. I mean, it's like a few 100 million light years away, so it, and combined with it being behind the nebula, it's not like, I don't know if it's visible as an actual like spiral or if it's just a dot. Let's see. Let's see. Let us see. Okay. All right. All right. So, yeah, that's. Let me. Sorry, I'm like bouncing here. Let's go back to this, and let me bring back that. I'll be doing that next week. Yeah, maybe, quite possible, because like that's the other thing. Like, I mean, you know, the 3 reasons: dark sky, weather, but then the volcano. You know, like the fact I can actually image, because like right now, if you look, if I go back to now, let me, and I pick now, and okay, oh, it's because I ran that script, the not Jeff's script, but that other Messier marathon. Give me a sec here. Oh, not that one. That one. Landscape. My backyard. Okay, so we've got the horrible backyard. And if I go look for, let me shut off that, and if I go look up California Nebula, it is not visible. It is behind a building. It is visible for like the end of astronomical twilight's around 7 here, so it's just visible for a few minutes before it goes behind a building, but it doesn't really set for like a few hours, so I'll actually be able to image. I'll actually be able to image it. What a concept. M93 star cluster. Yeah, there's so many Messier objects. Yeah, it's an open cluster, also known as the butterfly cluster. Yeah, I mean, all of the Messier objects are pretty easy to image. A lot of them if your skies aren't too bad, you can see a lot of them with like binoculars, stuff like that. Hello, Cactus. How's it going? Thanks for joining. Let's go look at, bring this up. Pin that. Oh, Steven's pointing the camera out to the bay. I think it's a bay, right? Yep. All right. All right. All right. Let me check something real quick here. Okay. All right. Yeah, so Monday, or not Monday, Friday, I will do a final run through of all my gear for Starfront. Yeah, maybe I'll do it at 7. And if I forget anything, then maybe somebody will be able to say, hey, what about X? And that's like, oh, oops. Yeah. Okay. All right. Oh, and so I'm like, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place sometimes, but on yeah, thanks ABC. I enjoyed too. I like looking at these things. Sky Tour Live moving to Benson. Where were they before Cosmic Ray? Weren't they in Arizona back then? Yeah, that's disturbing. Tornado watches are no fun. I mean, we've had a few of those recently. Last month, we had it was crazy weather. We had snow and we had no. It started after Christmas. Like we had a couple of tornado. They weren't like the biggest tornadoes, but there were a couple of tornado outbreaks in the Houston area, like within a week. And then we had snow. We had like the most snow Houston had had in over 100 years. It's just like crazy. And then recently it's been like 80 degrees. It's just like 20 degrees above average. Yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. Yeah, there's all these targets that I cannot image, that I will be able to image from Starfront. So that might be, I mean, I'll probably do like comparisons between them, but a lot of them I might be using one of the sea stars like for targets I couldn't image before. Yeah, like, I mean, even like, well, see, it doesn't even show up in this survey, but if I do that, yeah, like this whole area, like my jellyfish nebula photos, which is this one, it's been a struggle to get any kind of data, and I wouldn't have even attempted this one, this IC 444 reflection nebula, but now I could. I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I still have to take it out there, but that that will be hopefully soon. And yeah, so I'm really looking forward to having at least one scope able to image. Okay, Wickenburg. That's cool. Eesh, that's a little too close for a tornado. Actually, Astro Chris lives relatively close to me, and one of those tornado outbreaks we had, the tornado went through his town. His place was fine, but there was some damage in his town. Um, yeah, jellyfish. Yeah. M37. Yeah, so like the Messier Marathon, this will be nice to start. And I plan on, again, hopefully I don't end up getting carried away, but oh, the Salt and Pepper Nebula. Yeah, over here. This window's made it too big. I mean, yeah. But yeah, this one. Some of these targets do well on the Sea Star. Like this is a pretty good open cluster. And that's the other thing. I think even with some of these clusters, I'll get a lot more detail because I see the results that like Jeff and others get with their Sea Stars, and they're in much darker skies than me. Okay, Alabama, yeah. It's I think it's up to the individual to have their scope insured. Um, which I imagine like if you have what do you call it, a rider on your insurance, um, or like some of them they'll cover a certain amount of like gear you have. Yeah, Salt and Pepper Nebula. Um, yeah. Sorry, my browser's acting weird. But yeah, yeah, I'm probably not going to go live tomorrow, but I'll probably go live Friday. I'll go live Friday eve, like around the similar time, to go over kind of my last minute preparations and gear for Starfront. Yeah, yeah, it is a funny name. And actually, at least as of right now, it's supposed to be, so Saturday I go to Starfront, and Sunday it's actually supposed to be clear here, starting midday. And if it is, I might actually, I have thoughts. I might end up doing a two-part live stream, one during the day and one in the evening. But it all depends on if it's clear on Sunday. So we'll see. So keep an eye out for that if it ends up being clear. Because yeah, that'll be. I have, like I say, I have plans. Let's see. What else was I going through that I wanted to go over before I get to anything else? No. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I decided, we'll see if I even get to it, but that when I do some Astro photo processing, I'm not going to use SETI Astro solely as part of the flow, just because I don't have, I haven't been able to spend time on actually trying to sort through it, and I don't want to fumble around on a live stream trying to figure it out. Did I put that on another drive? Actually, let me try this other drive. So I thought maybe I had it on this drive, but I don't think I do. I do want to get the solar scope out, try to image that. All right, I'm gonna grab an external drive here. All right, I have like one of the positive things about when I redid this this desk area is I can actually have some stuff closer to me that I wasn't able to have on hand. All right. Yeah. Bye, Cactus. Thanks for joining. Yeah. Yeah. Big heavy scopes. Yeah, that was the other thing. Speaking of, glad you mentioned that. Oh, the All Sky camera. Turf's All Sky. Was it the 12-inch? I was looking at the specs on it. You know, it's got like a massive mount, right? Total weight without counterweight's 100 pounds. Telescope weight, tripod weight is 50 pounds. So yeah, 100 pounds lugging that out. That was like probably the biggest. I mean, besides the fact it wasn't in the budget, but just like the size of it, it's just like, oh. Yeah, and the 10 inches, 86 pounds total weight. Yeah, your OTA is 40 pounds. Yeah, yeah. So similar thing, and then combine that with like a 50-pound tripod. It's yeah, that's it's tempting, but it's a lot to. I mean, yeah, I'd have to have something where I could leave it out a little bit more often. Yeah, M96 is pretty cool, the Galaxy. Oh man, 2 clear nights last night was -21, it's -10. Yeah, like I remember, what was it, Alaskan Astro? Like, I mean, he lives in Alaska, and he was complaining about, like, you know, some of the hardware just stops working, like autofocusers and stuff. Yeah, yeah, that's unfortunately. It's unfortunate that they sell those and then they're like, it's got a gazillion magnification. Oh, so you almost got it, but not quite. Oh man. Yeah, so that's going to be. I need to put that. I need to write that one down. UGC 2838. Actually, what I need to do is 2838. Although that might be something I can do here, but I'd have to be intentional about it. Oh wow, the AM5 said it could hold it with a counterweight. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Those they have a pretty good capacity with the counterweight. Yeah, M96 is that is a cool one. Let me shut this off. Of course, now then the question is, well, I guess it'll all depend on the weather. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Just the shape of it. Because some of those Messier galaxies are pretty cool. Oh, that's interesting. It's got like a wider kind of thing and then structure in the center. I think I've imaged this, but from my skies, it's difficult to get the faint outer region. Like I got the core of it, but I didn't get all this area. Nebula inside, it's possible. I mean, like if you look at, well, I mean, not even the Magellanic Clouds, but if you look at like Triangulum, it's hard to tell in this view of it, but like a lot of these like in some people's exposures of it, you'll see like kind of these bluer areas, or no, the red areas there. They like those are hydrogen alpha, and like this is one that I've seen people image. This NGC object that's like a star forming region in the Triangulum galaxy. So kind of like some of our nebulas. And you'll see people where they do kind of narrow band and really try to bring that out. Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't know have any experience with that with large Magellanic Clouds, um, but there's two people in the chat who at least two people in the chat who do, um, and I've seen some of the photos they've posted of different things. All right. Oh yeah, that's another thing. With the um, getting the um, sorry, having a remote telescope is going to force me to get the remote telescope support merged in to the main line. So, and there was some further work that was done that someone else had done. Somebody had sent an algorithm that I need to take a look at, but it has to do with horizon calculations and figuring out if an object's visible. So that would be another thing, because if I have an ALP controlling a remote telescope, ideally I would like it to be able to indicate if the remote telescope can see the object. So just because you can see it doesn't mean the remote telescope, and vice versa. Like, you might not be able to see it, but the remote telescope could see it. So I think that's also going to be part of some of the stuff I'm going to be working on. AM5 with, yeah, it does. Some of those do look a little, yeah, for me it's there's a few of those targets that are just out of reach. Yeah, the warp Astron. There was an interesting video about that that Quiv did about it, where it's got I think it was was it the warp Astron? Yeah, yeah, I think that's it. It's kind of expensive, but they added some firmware support. It's got like an encoder, absolute encoders in it, and so you can set up limits where it doesn't kind of get too twisted, where it doesn't like when you're doing mount sync, you don't accidentally have it run into your mount, into your tripod or pier. And it also has like kind of an an emergency stop feature, where if it's slewing and there's some extra, like, if there's some counter force that keeps it from slewing, or that's giving it resistance, it'll stop and then back off a few degrees. So that sounds like, I mean, especially if you had a big expensive heavy telescope, this looks like it would be a pretty cool thing to have. What's the capacity on this one? 66 pounds with the counterweight, 44 without. That would be pretty cool. Pesky galaxy hiding near a star. Yeah, motor coil feedback. Yeah, because it was like a firmware update they just recently added. But still, I was like, that's cool. That it should be a standard feature. There's always like these little, and see, sometimes I have to turn on the survey view. Oh yeah, tiny little faint fuzzy right there. Ask and and ye shall receive. Large Magellanic image. Let's see. Okay, I'm behind. Wait, where in Discord? Oh, here. Sorry. Nope. Oh, hello, Stan, who joined. Sorry, I just noticed Stan had joined the Discord server. Thanks for joining. Where am I? I feel like I'm missing something here. Where did you put the image? Image in live chat. Oh, okay. Here's a bit small. Oh, never mind. I know where what I'm missing here. Sorry. Okay. Got it. Okay. So this was Stephen's. Wait, where did the oh, sorry. I have it set to pin to top, and then it so it wouldn't. So this is a view of. Oops. Let me zoom out here. Come on. So this is a view of the NGC 2070. And why isn't it letting me zoom out? But maybe actually because it doesn't need to be zoomed out much. But yeah, this is, wow. Like, yeah, so that is in the Large Magellanic Cloud. This, all of this, it's like nebulas and stars and 50 minutes. That is, and like the colors of the red stars and stuff. That is impressive. 44 pounds, it's a dual newt. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it should be standard, but yeah, maybe with time. Yeah, so that's the Tarantula Nebula, NGC 2070. Yeah, it's pretty neat. It's possible. HD 77608 SAO 54863. I love it when I look up things and it ends up giving me towel bar astronomy. No. Let's try this again. Okay, eclipsing binaries. Yeah. It's an eclipsing binary. Yeah, there are some really great southern deep sky objects. It's really, Really, really impressive. Really neat. Let's see. There we go. Back to, let's see, what else do we got a couple of Jeff oh, remote imaging. Jeff's going to be right behind me on Starfront there. Oh, that's what you were looking at. Yeah, it's cloudy there too, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's cloudy there at Starfront right now. So it's not, I mean, no place is completely cloud free, but you have your Google adult filter on. Yeah, I need to be careful with that because there's been some things where it's like, yeah, it's like, oops. And definitely more of a problem on a live stream. That would be funny. It's like after the fact, it's like, why is this like a whatever adult rated astronomy live stream? Yeah, let me check my Discord. So which oops. Oh, maybe I'm zoomed. See, I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, this is. Yeah, I mean, there's so many of these. It's like, and that's the thing, like if you go look at, well, and we're going into galaxy season, so like yeah, this whole area here, like there are some, oh, what did I do? Wow, I'm really, I turn on the horizon so I get my bearings again. Yeah, there's some really nice galaxies that'll be, and I forget some of them, but there's like some areas where even with the sea star, there's like a ton of galaxies in the field of view. Yeah, by HT. I'm not going to look it up in here, lest I end up with something. At least when I search here, I know it's only going to be astronomical objects. Unfortunately, sometimes this survey's a little slow to load, so I shut it off. Oh yeah, it's a binary star. Yeah, there was one that I remember. Yeah, there's some multiple star systems that are. Yeah, it's galaxy season. Yeah, I mean it's coming into it. I mean it's like the galaxies. I mean like look at this area here. Like how many galaxies there are, and this is just in the sea stars field of view. So, I mean that's another thing I'm looking forward to is like imaging Markarian's chain with the sea star from a darker location, you know. I mean, again, it's just because like my skies are so pathologically bad. It's going to be, I might not know what to do with myself with being able to image some of these things. But yeah, I have plans with the telescope. Like this isn't going to be the. I have future plans. Let's put it that way. Like I say, I might put that in a member stream video, but because like one of the things, I mean, it'll be really nice to have the sea star, one of my sea stars, in a proper dark sky. Um, but eventually I would like to send some other scope there. Um, Maybe my refractor, I don't know. But the problem is my refractor is like, it's, well, I only have one good Astro camera, so that would be kind of difficult to, I wouldn't be able to really part with that, so maybe at some point. But in the meantime, the Sea Star, um, I mean, with skies that are, uh, what was it I figured? I found some, it was this video that I think Turf shared. Um, Somebody else may have shared it as well, from the person who did Sharp Cap, where they were talking about all the factors that go into noise and in photos. And if I recall correctly, his chart showed the difference between Bortle 1 and Bortle 9 was like a 200-fold difference in noise or something like that. Um, or a 200-fold difference in the amount of signal you'd need to get to the same signal to noise ratio. So, um, yeah, things that just weren't even really feasible for me. Maybe it's a 15-minute target with the Sea Star, but it takes me 50 hours to get the same amount of data. So can I make an actual video? Yeah, I mean, I haven't made any videos in a while. The last one was, I think, 4 months ago. Roll off roof on CAD the other day. Hearing of Starfront, redo the footprint to see how big I need to run out a few piers. I mean, you do have pretty good dark skies there. You could potentially, take advantage of that. HD 54994. HD 54957. Oops. Okay, what is this? Yeah. Yeah, that was actually one of the things I was thinking of, because I'm not going to video the whole trip, um, or I'm not going to live stream the whole trip, but I actually was planning on recording some of it, maybe time lapse, some other stuff. I have some thoughts. Um, and so, yeah, I was, I actually did ask them if they were okay with me, and I know other people have done this, but I thought I should explain that I would like to video there, and and uh, and they said that was fine, but at least they know. So yeah, I agree. I need to do. Um, I'll do some at Starfront. Where's the nebula? So that's one of the problems with this view. Sometimes I have to turn on the survey and see, like, it's annoying because like the default view in Stellarium sometimes will miss those kind of things. So that's why but if you have the survey turned on, at least on my computer, it can kind of bog it down. So I usually turn it off. But in this case, like, there's something missing unless you turn it on. And this is the black and white one, which is in the red, so you can really see some good nebulosity there. So that's cool. Which one is this one? It's an L. Oh, it's also a sharpless. Oh, 301. Where is that? Oh, okay. Yeah, and that's the other thing. I have all these things that are way to my south that I barely can image. Um, I'll actually have some fighting chance of trying to get those. I need to put that down on my list, because that's actually something I could potentially image from here. 301. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the or they were what do you call it? Kind of spoon cup things. It all depends on how you look at it. And you see, that sounds familiar. Which one was that one? Oh yeah, the silver sliver. Yeah, that's a cool one. It's and actually it's I've been able to image it from here. Like, it actually shows up reasonably well. It's a nice edge-on galaxy. I'm gonna open this soda can here, but actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna let me get up for a second. I'll just to stretch my legs. I'll be right back. And I'm gonna open the soda can so I don't do it like right next to the camera. Actually, do I? Yeah. Yeah. Home and Starfront. Yeah, exactly. Actually, the camera might go blank here, but look, I actually have Sea Star Houston as I've started the process of a screen. Do I have my be right back? Let me see if this messes everything up. So please bear with me again. I'm just getting started with this. And I guess the audio is still there. Seems like it. Okay, I'll be, actually maybe this one's a bit much. I'll go back to this view. Nope, this view. There we go. I'll leave it on this, and I'll be right back. There we go. Yeah, yeah, I just needed to stretch my legs and open a soda can without causing some extremely loud noise on the video. All right. Turf's all sky there. I guess that's the moon. Yikes. I wouldn't know what the moon, what phase of the moon is, just from looking outside, because all I see is clouds. NGC. Oh. You know, one that I had run across, I think it was Jeff, had shared. Was it Jeff? It shared something. Let me look for that. Is it Leo 16? No, wasn't that. Yeah, so there's a dwarf galaxy right next to Regulus. That looks kind of cool. It's actually a satellite of the Milky Way. Kind of faint. And it's really near Regulus, so it's kind of easy to overlook. But if you purchase, so if you purchase from High Point, you have to, if you want to give me, oops. Let me find that real quick. Thanks for asking about that. I should have that on hand better. But if you basically, if you use the affiliate link, and I think if you order within a week, I get credit for it. Or I might get credit. It's I think you have to say it's like I may receive a small commission at no charge for you. There's a reason like everybody says the same kind of wording. But yeah, it's but that's the link. So yeah, if anybody wants to order some astronomy equipment, some mead gear, or whatever, if you click on that link and then place an order, I think it's within a week. Maybe it's for a few days. Amazon, it's like 24 hours, but it's longer than that. I think it's either 4 days or 7 days. But if you do that, I might receive a commission. So every bit helps, and I do appreciate it. Yep. Why do parents take the best rooms? Yeah, seniority. I don't know. It's probably. I think that's the link. Let me double check that that's actual link. Yeah, that's the link. Yeah, that's my High Point Scientific. I'm gonna take a sip of soda. What else? Yeah, so if you're a member, keep an eye out for the for a video I'm gonna a brief video I'm gonna do about kind of my plans for Starfront going forward, which might be of interest to especially to members. I'll leave it at that for now. And Friday I'm going to do a video kind of going over the gear I'm going to send off to Starfront. I don't know. I don't think I'll do anything live from Starfront. Maybe I'll share some photos when I'm there on the community post. But I definitely will be recording more than one camera, just in case, just for redundancy. So I'll do a video. I won't like overdo the video, but I'll publish that at some point over the weekend, hopefully. And then Sunday, I plan on doing a live stream if it's clear, which as of earlier today, it looked like it was. So I sure hope it stays clear. But like, look at this. Look at this. This is just... Actually, oh, Saturday. No, I'm not even pointing at the right place. No, I am pointing at the right place. Yeah, this is all junk. Saturday evening, it looks like it might be clear, but I'll be in transit. But Sunday is looking good. So if that holds, fingers crossed, I'm gonna do like a two part live stream on Sunday. At least that's the hope. Because I mean, I gotta do. I mean, look at that. Otherwise, doesn't look like there's many other opportunities over the next week. Although, depending on when the Sea Star goes online at Starfront, hopefully it'll be clear out there and I'll be able to share that. So I still might end up having a live stream next week if I have the Sea Star. Oh, there's a lot in there, and especially if you turn on a lot of settings and then start zooming in on things, there's just so much you can find. Yes, yeah. Well, and once if it's clear there and clear here, I definitely will be doing some of that, just for my own interest, but also just, yeah. Yeah, it'll be a good Portal 1 versus Portal 9 comparison. It might make me sad, though, because I know that was, it wasn't purely a motivator, but I know seeing other people's photos with sea stars from Darker Skies kind of, yeah, some of it was just like, it's like, too bad I can't look at these things. Yeah. Yeah, I need to. That one is high on my list. And even if, again, there's three different reasons for Starfront. The fact that it can be clear there when it's cloudy here. The fact it's darker, but for me it's also like it's not in the volcano. Like there's so many things that I just, even if it was Portal 1 here, if I had this kind of clearance here, I still wouldn't be able to image certain targets or get decent images. So like for me, that's huge. And like all three of them are huge for me. So, but again, a lot of it is just, it's like the consistency of live streams, because it's frustrating to me when I'm not able to image, or like if I want to do 2 or 3 live streams a week, like I haven't been able to do, well, specifically observing streams, haven't been able to do that because the weather's been so bad. Oh yeah, this group. Yeah, this would be awesome for a mosaic, this whole area, you know. And this is the other thing. So I'm going to have it in EQ mode and with mosaics. It'll be pretty cool. M53. Oh yeah. Actually, the one you should look at, or, well, and that's another thing. I wonder. No, M3. So M3 is pretty cool, but that actually reminds me. Yeah, might be too. It would be too low at Starfront. because that would be cool. Omega Centauri would be awesome, but I think it's too low. Come on. There. All right. Yeah. Can capture a bigger 30 seconds. That takes a couple of hours. Yeah, I need to check that out. Yeah. So the row one. Oh, okay. Good night, Cheap Astro. Thanks for joining. Appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see what improvements they have over the Alp EQ mode. Do you realize with Starfront? Yeah. I mean, the one really good thing is the EAA will be a lot better. A lot better as far as being able to image a lot of things. Oh, well, 8-inch RASA, that does make a huge difference. I mean, like, that was the thing with Turf. Turf had a RASA. He recently traded it. But like one live stream, I was imaging targets and he was imaging it with my RASA he was imaging with his RASA in like a Bortle 3, and I was imaging with the C-Star here, and like the worst one is still the witch head. I still have not, I don't think, gotten a decent image of the witch head, like with hours of data. But yeah, he got it within like the first sub or the second sub. He had an amazing image of it, and it just like it was I mean, I laughed when it popped on the screen. I'm like, this is just ridiculous. Because for me it takes forever to not even hardly be able to see it. Stevenson to, let's look this up. Stevenson. Sometimes these targets aren't. Sometimes Sinbad won't bring them up. Yeah, maybe. I can neither confirm nor deny. Omega Centauri in Discord. Oh man. Let me bring this over here. Oh my god. Again, speaking of laughing on the inside, well, I'm just like, come on, why is it? Yeah, let me bring that over here. Unfortunately, I'm like, it's not resizing. It's not. Oh, you know what it is? Let me. No. Let me bring this into. Give me a sec. Okay. So this is a photo of Omega Centauri from Stephen. Why is it trying to zoom out on it, and it's not wanting me to try to do the pinch to zoom thing? But that is an amazing globular cluster. That is crazy. That is nice. Yep. That's something, yeah, I'm having a hard time finding that Stevenson thing in Stellarium. Sorry, I shouldn't do the snapping thing. Okay. No. The problem is, I need to pin it so then I can switch over back to my browser and go look at the live chat again. Okay, I'm back. That's a very nice Omega Centauri. How many more 12 terabyte drives for Starfront? Yeah, I don't know. Only 3. Yeah, that was an amazing. That's really cool. NGC 3077. Oops. Yeah, so some of these targets I definitely will have to. Oh, the Garland Galaxy. See, that's another thing. Even so, like the other scopes are not gonna be neglected. Oh, right, this is right near Bodes. Yeah. The refractor, the reflector. I still need to sort out the guiding situation with it. I think I'm probably just going to get a cheap guide scope because the off-axis guider isn't able to kind of figure out where the telescope is. But once I do get that, I'm really looking forward to imaging some of these galaxies. So like with that telescope, like that's how big the Garland Galaxy would be. Or like the Cigar Galaxy, you know, it would fill a lot of the frame. Now, how good will it be? Bortle 9, that remains to be seen, but at least it should show a lot more detail. So I'm looking forward to getting that out. Although I'll probably be using... No, I think next live observing stream I'm going to do, if I do one on Sunday, I'm going to be using the reflector. So, because I'm going to do another attempt at planets before like Venus gets too low. Man. And that's the other thing. It's like it's 5:30 there. 5:30 Thursday. Very nice. Nice mild temperatures too. Yeah, with one shot color. That's one thing I'm gonna try. I have the dual narrowband filter. I'm not sure it's going to help. It might make it worse, but I'm going to try it at least. Yeah, Takis. Yeah, we buy Takis by not quite by the case, but we buy a lot of Takis. We eat a lot of Takis in this house. Yeah. Yeah, on Sunday, my hope is to get the solar scope out and the reflector, and image the sun and some planets. That's the plan. But we'll see. It's all if weather cooperates. And I don't know. I don't know this. To be honest, I don't know how it's going to work at Starfront. Like, if I drop the scope off, are they going to immediately set it up, or is it going to be like? Is it going to take a couple days or something? So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it would be great if they immediately get it up and running, because I think when I was looking at, I mean, unfortunately Astrospherics been kind of disappointing me recently, but when I looked at it, So it's about Menard. Okay, there's Brady. And I think it's just north of this river, which isn't probably much of a river. So, yeah, see, look. So, Friday, of course, with this kind of stuff, I don't know if they open the roof or not, but Sunday looks like it would be clear there. There's, Friday night, Wednesday night might be clear, so, yeah, so that would be great if it ends up being clear. Because again, that's part of the thing is consistency, being able to live stream when I otherwise wouldn't be able to based on the weather here. That's spicy popcorn. Yep. So yeah, we'll see. We will see. Yeah, I know I had put in the description that I thought I was going to do some photo processing, but that hasn't happened yet, and I'm not sure it's going to happen tonight. But we were talking about Starfront and looking at a lot of different things, so plus, live view of Jupiter and the sun and some other things too. Yeah, how will they do polar alignment? I think what I had talked to them about was, well, because I asked them how they do it in for other scopes, because I imagine some it's more straightforward than others. But ALP has this polar. Do I even have a copy of ALP running? Do I even have this running? Nope. Oh. Dang it. But yeah, there's a feature in ALP polar alignment refinement, and it basically does plate solving. And so I was planning on giving them that link to ALP to kind of, because I imagine like for other scopes, if they're getting them pretty well aligned, since they're the ones doing it, I imagine they're doing some kind of routine to get them aligned, and I imagine it depends on the scope. So my hope is that I can just give them the link for the the polar alignment refinement, and then they can actually, let me see if I can pull this up real quick. I actually do have one C star running right now. Oh, no, I don't. Did I shut it down or did it run out of battery? I hope it didn't run out of battery. But yeah, there's this PA refinement that kind of does repeated plate solving to kind of give you how far you're off, and then you can kind of adjust it. I've only used it once or twice, but I know others have gotten really good results from it, like really, really close polar alignment. So my hope is that with this, they'll be able to do it. And because like when you reserve a pier there, like there's the initial kind of reservation fee, but I think that includes like the cost of them, you know, setting it up. So it's not like they assume that it's like some of it's baked in, you know, the idea that they have to work on it. 2 photos in Discord, view from Portal 1. Let me see. I want to see what this looks like. Oh my gosh. So this is come on. I did it again where I have it pinned, and when I try to pop open the browser window, it doesn't pop open. So this is from a Portal 20-second exposure. And here's another one of yeah, the large and small Magellanic Clouds, which you can see naked eye. That is awesome. That is really awesome. Yeah, so that's TBD. I'm not sending a UPS. I'm not sure if I'm going to send I don't think I'm going to send a UPS, so we'll see. I had thought about it, but I'm going to try without. Yeah, people are so stingy. Coddington's Nebula. It probably is. Some of those old objects were called nebulas, but they were yeah, don't have to be super accurate. Yeah, I mean, I figured it would get them at least, it would get it at least close enough where it wouldn't be a big issue. But you're right, it doesn't have to be totally spot on. But since they're going to be setting it up, and it hopefully it'll be locked down and just kind of sitting there, if they get it a little closer, that would probably be good. Yeah, look at this. That's really cool. And then this. 20 seconds. That's amazing. Let's see. We can go back to New Zealand, enjoy some sun. Yeah, Polar Line. There was one that Dylan O'Donnell did, and then I saw another one pop up on my feed recently. Yeah. I need to go rewatch that. I know the basic technique, but I need to rewatch that, because when I first watched Dylan O'Donnell's one, I think there were a couple things that I was like, oh, I need to try doing that. Okay, good night, ABC. Thanks for joining. Have a good evening. Talk to you later. These are some nice sunspot groups. Like I say, I feel like I completely. Good night, ABC. I feel like I completely missed the previous round of sunspots. It's kind of unfortunate. But yeah, I'm like I said, I'm probably gonna do live stream Friday. I'll be going to Starfront on Saturday. I'll be doing hopefully a live stream on Sunday, and then videos of Starfront, Okay. Have a good night, Cosmic Ray. Thanks for joining. Posted a link in lives. Good night to all. We're sleepy. Making an all sky and get some wide field. Oh, that's cool. That would be cool. Get some wide field. Let's see. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, that was the new video that I haven't watched yet. But that's a video on polar aligning during the day. And I need to watch that again. Or not watch it again, but watch this one. Oh. I was briefly confused. I'm like, wait, how did that image end up on the solar stream? But that is a very nice. That is a nice photo of from a sky darker than I typically see around here. But yeah, in case I hadn't completely repeated it, but another big part of the of why I'm going ahead with the Sea Star at Starfront is, I mean, it's for the stream, but it's also because of the support that I've gotten so far. Just, you know, people who've viewed and subscribed and liked the videos, but also people who've clicked on the affiliate links, or in the case of like Seiko, gave generous gifts of subscriptions, and others who've become members, you know, through YouTube channel membership, Patreon, all the usual suspects. It has, to a great extent, made it possible just to, you know, go ahead with it, and like I say, I'll have video, like I say, a member-only video on some thoughts on other things I plan on doing with the Sea Star, and possible other future plans. But yeah, since I'm not doing the photo processing, I'm thinking of, and since I'll be doing hopefully hopefully a couple more live streams and some other videos over the course of the next few days, I think I might leave it at that for tonight, since it is Wednesday here, not Thursday. I mean, it's Thursday for some people, like Stephen and Seiko. Yeah, that would be really awesome to see Milky Way's time lapse, especially with an all sky camera like that. Some of those make it so easy. But yeah, if you haven't joined the Discord server, join the Discord server. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks to Steven for sharing, on this very cloudy day here, for sharing his great view of the sun and great scenery, and Turf for sharing his images of Jupiter. That was awesome. It's not a total fisheye, but I think it's like a 120-degree angle. I do have this. This is I had it sitting right here. The Pi HQ camera, and it's like a 120-degree lens that I got off Amazon. I think it's an Arducam, I think, lens. But the results, I mean, I've been pretty happy with it. I I wasn't using it for an all sky camera, but it is, the reason it's sitting here is that it is part of a future all sky camera, not to image here, but elsewhere. Because that would be pretty. It would be pointless for me to have that wide of an angle in my backyard because it would all just be buildings. But it is for another location, not at Starfront, but somewhere else. But yeah, if you haven't liked the video, like the video. And I think unless there's anything else, I think I'm going to leave it at that. Now, again, because this is an experimental thing, I'm going to give it a second before I go to the outro. Following a plan, not following anything yet. Need to get the camera and lens. Yeah, details. Yeah, that would be cool. But yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will, yeah, good night, Turf, and I will see you all next time, and hopefully you have clearer skies than I do, and have a good evening or a good day.